Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cartoon Universe. If you're wondering to yourself, who the heck is this inky demon and why does it look like she lives in a lo-fi lava lamp? Then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zola, and I'm one of the new faces here on the channel. For my first video on the channel, I'd like to talk about one of my favorite cartoons, Infinity Train. I hope you enjoy it. Despite only having 10 short episodes each, Infinity Train books 1 and 2 are both packed with potential lore and backstory just waiting to be cracked wide open. Hopefully book 3 will include even more answers, but in the meantime, we've been left with a ton of lingering questions. By far, the two most interesting topics that we've gotten little to no information on has got to be the origin of the train and the true nature of the Wasteland. Just when was the train created, and why can't its denizens journey beyond it? It's impossible to know for sure at the moment, but we can still glean information from small bits of dialogue and a little bit of conjecture to reveal as much about the origins of the train as possible. When it comes to the creator of the Infinity Train, there really isn't much in the series to go off of. Assuming the train was created by a human, I theorize that it would have been created sometime before the 80s. Why, you may ask? Well, we know from this tweet straight from showrunner Owen Dennis himself that Tulip's story begins November 22nd, 2019. With this in mind, let's take a look at 1-1's documentary series. In the episode The Snow Car, 1-1 ends up back at the very same car where he first met Tulip. While here, he makes a very interesting statement.
Now I remember. I was trapped here for 33 years!
So the earliest possible date for the conception of the train would have to be sometime in the mid-1980s. However, I would wager that, given the size of the train, it's been in operation for much longer. Not to mention 1-1's method of telecommunication with the steward that Amelia was able to hack into using a technique known as phreaking.
Wait, there's a new trick I learned. If we play the right tones into the receiver, we can control the network.
Whoa!
It worked!
Now admit, I don't know much about telecommunications, so please just correct me in the comments if I say anything wrong. From what I've gathered, the first telephones and radios would have been invented in the late 1800s. Because of this, I think the train could have been created anywhere between then and around the early 1950s, when we would have experienced large technological boons that would have made advanced technology of the train a little more plausible in universe. Okay, so with timelines out of the way, let's move on to what the creator was even building in the first place. Just what is the Infinity Train anyway? In another documentary episode, The Green Car, 1-1 equates each car on the train as its own pocket universe.
Because each car on this train is like a pocket universe.
If this is true, then we can assume the creator has his hands on some extremely advanced technology, way more advanced than anything we have. But that got me wondering, why stop at the train itself? What if I suggested that the Wasteland was its own pocket universe, and not only that, but one that is directly connected to the train? In the episode The Tape Car from Book 2, 1-1 makes another curious statement.
Fun fact, the tape car is the only car where the universe is projected on the outside.
If the creator has the capabilities to project an entire universe outside of a train car, then that leads me to believe it's probable the entire Wasteland is its own universe being projected from the train. Now it's also possible, though I don't totally ascribe to this theory, that perhaps the tape car and the engine are the only real parts of the train, while the rest is a projection. While I'm not entirely convinced of this, mostly because I think it adds a lot of unnecessary confusion to the whole train cars or pocket universes discussion, I think it's a possibility worth noting. And who knows, Owen Dennis could very well find a way to incorporate both concepts cohesively, we just have to wait and see. Regardless, this could explain why there seems to be a physical force that prevents the denizens from leaving the vicinity of the train. Mace even says it himself.
Why can't I go forward?
It's the train!
While it is possible this also affects the passengers the same way, we haven't actually had this confirmed as Tulip got distracted before we could find out. This is pure speculation, but I honestly don't think it affects the passengers the same way. No. That's why the creator made Gomes, which are those weird cockroach dogs, by the way. You heard me right, everyone. They were made by the creator just like everything else on the train. In the episode The Ball Pit Car, we see Amelia use one of those orbs to transform Atticus into a Gome. think about that. There's an orb for Gomes, just like there's an orb for Gorgies or trash cans. This is near undeniable evidence that those life-sucking monsters were made using the same technology that made our favorite pupper or even sweet cuddly khaki bottoms. But that does bring up an all-important question. Why would the creator make such terrible creatures? Well, to prevent passengers from leaving the train and discovering just what or who is waiting out there beyond the Infinity Train. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. It's honestly really exciting to get to work for the channel, and I hope to add something new to the table. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a like to let me know. If you have any feedback on how I can personally improve, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Subscribe if you feel so inclined, and of course, we all know how unreliable that can be sometimes, so don't forget to click the notification bell to be further updated on any future Infinity Train content.